Welcome to Reread. We are talking about the Marvel Star Wars comic books. This time issues 94 to 97. Actually, I think I covered issue 94 and thought it was 93 in the last episode. So issues 95 to 97 is what we'll be covering here. Anyway, the first thing, issue 95 now. Zeltrons are helping Princess Leia prep for an upcoming gala. There are these four men, male Zeltrons that look like they all raided Elton John's, closet and came straight out of it with his clothes on. And Princess Leia hates Zeltrons, but these four will be in it until the very end. They'll be surrounded. They'll be her aides. And I think Mon Mothma, even though they don't really talk much about it, Mon Mothma did this because she knows Leia has a great distaste. She hates Zeltrons, and that's not good. You need to be diplomatic to all people who wish to join the Rebel Alliance. So she forces these four males on her that give her a massage, feed her, they cut up her dress. And this is I remember this because I reviewed it the first time I talked about it. She has this dress she's almost like half naked during it. And of course, all the young people buying the Star Wars comic books were very happy by this. They do encounter the Nagai, and they have to fight them off. And meanwhile, it shows in a few of the bottom panels at the end of each page that Luke is going up against Lumia for the first time, and it shows a little bit of their battle, and then at the end, a splash page of Luke being knocked out and her shadow over Luke. You're like, oh my gosh, what happens? Well, that goes into issue number 96, which really kicks off strong. It shows the whole battle without any dialogue. It really was ahead of its time, because this is back in the mid 80s where you put tons of dialogue on every page. It got, writers just went crazy with the dialogue. But Mary Jo Duffy knew that during this battle scene, you had to let it breathe and not do any talking. And it's just beautiful. The laser whip, the battle and everything, it's really good. She's now wearing like a little bit of a turban and a mask. She's still got a little bit of her cybernetics about her, but she doesn't look like, Darth Vader's twin sister. And it's a really cool fight. She does beat Luke. She captures Luke. But Luke gets rescued by Cairo. He goes back to fight Lumia, but this time he's going to win. He's got a little Shotu blade. It's a little short blade that he uses to stop the whip and then free up his normal lightsaber to attack. It's a really good idea. I really like this. It's a cool thing. For people who say, Marvel is full of stupid stuff. No, this was actually really legit. This is a legit episode and issue. And this is where they reveal that Lumia was Shira Bree, which is like, man, this is from so long ago. Remember, because Darth Vader had her in that little stasis tube and he goes, "I have plans for you," but then they forget about it. And again, I love Mary Jo Duffy. She knows the comic books and said, "Hey, there's a loose end there. I better tie that up," and she did by creating a really awesome character. But at the very end of this, when Luke has her beaten, they look up at the sky, and suddenly, it's a great splash page too, there's all these ships. The Nagai invasion has started. Oh, it's awful. But then you move into issue number 97. Cairo and Luke rescue Danny from imprisonment. Cairo wrestles one of the Nagai. They fall off the cliff, go into the water, and blood pops up. And it looks like it's Cairo's blood. And Cairo never comes back up, so they assume he's dead. And Danny is heartbroken because at this point, where she used to love Luke, she has fallen in love with Cairo, because for the past few issues, Cairo is in love with her, and Zeltrons just love anyone who loved them. So she's become really attached to Cairo, and she's upset that she thinks she's dead. And for some reason, stormtroopers are also with the Nagai. I guess some remnants of the Empire with Lumia have teamed up together with the Nagai to overtake the universe. But the real reason they're there is just so you'll know, Nagai are bad guy. I wish they would have actually put that in there. But like I said, for people who said that the Marvel comic books are full of stupid things, these issues are pretty good. Like I said, I was enjoying the fight with the laser whip. I think the laser whip is so unique. Lumia, of course, would come into the books way later, but for right now, they did a good job. Mary Jo Duffy getting into her groove. I still don't like Cairo, and that we're led to believe he's dead. He doesn't come up from the water, and he doesn't call out for help. And, obviously, if you've read the comic books, you know what happens to him. But actually, we're not really told much about why he didn't call out for help. and why let Danny think he's dead? So that was sadly ignored for the rest of the storyline when Cairo eventually comes back. But overall, the comic books are really good. If you thought about reading them, they're enjoyable because they're made in a time where comic books are really for kids, and so there's a lot of kiddie elements in there, but there's some charm to it. But there's also some legit good stuff, like the fight between Lumia and Luke was really good. All right, that's it for now. See you next time.